Bears fans, there's one thing that we can take away from the loss to the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday night in what can only be described as a debacle. The Bears losing 29-9 against a team that had no reason beating the Chicago Bears, or at least beating the Chicago Bears that were 2 plays away from being a 6-1 team. And listen, in the event that they had won those games, in the event that Matt Eberflus and his coaching staff, let's just call it a coaching staff for the moment, had been able to make plays, had been able to design schemes that gave the Bears a better shot, that allowed the defense to suffocate the opponent the way that it should be happening. The Bears can't score in the first quarter. If they had done that, if they had just started games decently and got themselves in front and allowed the other team to play from behind and allowed the Chicago Bears defense to do what it does, then we would be looking at potentially 6-2 or maybe even a 7-1 team right now. Instead, the Bears have fallen to 4-4. And we're going to talk about what happened yesterday. We're going to break some of this down, try to figure out. If you like this type of content, make sure that you hit the like button on the way in. If you like me and you want to hear me talk about this all the time, hit the subscribe button. If you don't like me, hit the subscribe button so that you get notified every day, and you can smack talk me in the comment section down below. Let me know how much you don't like what it is that I'm saying. If you do like it, hit it. If you don't like it, hit it anyway. All right, guys, let's kick it off. All right, number one, we're looking at stats right now. Caleb Williams, 22 of 41. Look, this is not a great night. It's not a great night for Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, 41 passes. How do we get to a point where our rookie quarterback is throwing 41 times a game, and we're a defense that's supposed to be able to stop people? Well, we have a total of 19 runs. Caleb Williams scrambled 4 times for 5 yards. We're going to take that out of the equation. This team only ran the ball 19 times. And listen, if you are somebody who's been complaining that the Bears need to air the ball out a little bit more to get Caleb Williams more involved in the play, then I understand your logic behind wanting to see Caleb Williams start to throw the ball and get into a rhythm and stuff like that. And it would be fair to say that towards the end of the game, when the Bears had to start throwing the ball almost exclusively, that's where the numbers started to pile up. But look, there's nothing exciting about what happened on that field yesterday. DeAndre Swift, 16 carries for 51 yards, averaging about 3 yards per carry. And the defense, aside from Budda Baker, this is a nondescript sort of Arizona Cardinals defense, but they've won 4 in a row, and they're starting to look like a decent team at the hands of Chicago. But, I mean, when we start to break this stuff down, only 3 carries for Roschon Johnson. Of course, Khalil Herbert still not suiting up. Nate Davis still not suiting up. Receiving. This is where it really gets, this is just disheartening, okay? Rome Odunze had 5 receptions for 104 yards off of 7 targets. Great statistic. Keenan Allen was targeted 10 times, only had 4 receptions for 36 yards. Now, you might be saying, well, what is Keenan doing? We did see the drop pass, but look, Caleb Williams just hasn't been very accurate. And at some point, that's going to matter. And he's going to have to do a better job. And by the way, one of the things is he keeps going for these long plays that we see, and he's not even close. Like, he's not even, I think he's 30% from distance. So that's not a great stat. So what you want to see is you want to see something better. You want to see him at 50% on these long plays, but he's just overthrowing people. He's just not in sync and not in rhythm with the rest of the team when it comes to that. But let's dig a little bit deeper. DJ Moore, 4 receptions for 33 yards off 9 targets. And that means that Caleb Williams, and by the way, we didn't see DJ Moore make a bunch of big drops. If he did, maybe we saw 1 drop coming out of DJ Moore, but that means there's 4 just random BS targets for Caleb Williams where he just missed. Now, when it looks in the short game, this is where it gets real interesting here. With Rome, he had a pretty good relationship. DeAndre Swift, 6 receptions on 6 targets. Like, he was accurate, pinpoint accurate on this short game. Roschon Johnson, 2 receptions off of 3 targets. Again, almost pinpoint accuracy on the short game. And Gerald Everett, 1 for 5. Where's Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet played the whole game, didn't get a pass. So you've got to really start to question what is going on in the minds of this coaching staff, because winning games does not appear to be it. Now, we did have a fumble by DeAndre Smith, and Reddy Stewart had a nice play. Interceptions, no interceptions, a couple of passes defended, nothing like that. And by the way, look, Jalen Johnson, you can't get jumped over. Like, come on, man. Defense, we had 3 sacks in the game. Kevin Byard, Jacob Martin, and Chris Williams. Late scratch was Montez Sweat, who was not available. And look, if you are here to tell me that the reason that the Chicago Bears could not win this game was because of Montez Sweat, I mean, fair enough. That he is a difference maker on that defensive line. I will grant you that we could definitely use our guy. We had 3 sacks. Okay, we have as many sacks in this game as we have in any other game. That step off right there wasn't really a step off, and in fact, you did see DeMarcus Walker making a lot of big moves into the interior. Kyler Murray was rushed the entire game. He only had 20 pass throws, but he only had 157 yards and no touchdowns. So, generally speaking, the Chicago Bears pass rush was doing what it was supposed to do. It was the rushing defense that absolutely collapsed and fell apart, giving up ridiculous plays time and time again to James Conner, who averaged, I want to say, about 9 yards per carry. That is absolutely insane. Or at least he was averaging like 9 yards per carry as a team through the entire game. And I mean, they ran the ball 30 something times, right? It's crazy what they're putting into it versus what Chicago is putting into it. But let's continue on. And now we get to where the rubber hits the road. Who is to blame for this catastrophic sort of, in my opinion, it's a catastrophic sort of loss. You now have to win 9 games in a row to get to the 13-4 number. Look, 12-5, maybe 11-6. Those were numbers that we were tossing around, right? Well, this is now the team that the NFL said they were at the beginning. Was it because of the team? I don't think it is anymore. I think it's because the NFL. The people who are making the bets here, they have no respect for Matt Eberflus. He's lost the respect of the NFL at this point, and they know, hey, we're getting to the point where easy win, right? Because here we have it. NFL fans agree Matt Eberflus' speech to motivate the Chicago Bears totally stunk. It went into halftime, and most people on Twitter were just like, what is this guy saying? Like, this is ridiculous. This is the score, but we have to have each other. What is going on here with Matt Eberflus? What is wrong right now? And look, I think this is the testament right now of a man who knows that he's on his way out. I think that's really what we're looking at right now. Keenan Allen, of course, comes out, and what does he say? Lack of execution caused the Bears' loss in the Caleb Kyler matchup. He says, lack of execution, I guess, not converting, not being able to get points on the board, just one of them days. And look, all over the place. The Bears were only able to amass 240 total yards, averaging a mere 3-point yards per play. They converted just 3 of 14 first down. Guys, this is what's happening with Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick, with DeAndre Swift, who had 1,136 rushing yards last year, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett. This is what's going on right now on a team that has all of the pieces in place to be successful, but that is not using those tools appropriately or responsibly to make sure that they convert to victory. Instead, we're going down the field. We're creating these intricate sort of plays to try to get these long passes going, and we're giving up on basically the short game. Look at the short game. 6 of 6. 6 targets, 6 receptions on DeAndre Swift. No passes to Cole Kmet. What is Shane Waldron doing? Why are we calling plays that are designed to not do what we're good at? This is more of that Luke Getsy magic, and I suspect at this point that this is just basically who Matt Eberflus is. Matt Eberflus is just that guy who can't do it, that he cannot coach a team effectively. So let's continue on, because not only did Matt Eberflus coach us out of a victory again, but he also, why is Caleb Williams playing down by 20 points at the end of the game? Because, by the way, he now has a sprained ankle. And he injured it on the final play of the game, down 20 points in the last minute and change. The Bears rookie Caleb Williams is in the game. Not only that, the coaching staff was calling passing plays. What is happening here? Murphy's Law was then enacted, and Williams appeared to get hurt on the final offensive play of the game. Why? As he limped off the field, Charles Davis laid into the Bears coaching staff for needlessly endangering their young quarterback. Why are we passing the ball down by 20 points towards the end of the game, knowing that we have no shot at victory? We're leaving our number 1 quarterback in the game, and he gets injured. This is Matt Eberflus to you. Why is he still the coach here? At this point, it is an egregious slap in the face to the fans of the Chicago Bears, that Ryan Poles did not wake up this morning and say, Matt, get out. You cannot do this job. Okay, you were and look, at this point, appoint Shane Waldron. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Matt Eberflus has to go. He does not understand this team. He cannot get this team, and he just lost them in this last game. Now, Caleb Williams has a strong response to a questionable Bears decision that led to an injury. He said, "It's not my decision. You fight at the end of the game if you're in the game. If not, coaches make decisions like that. You have to deal with it and figure out the next step. Yeah, not my decision." Basically, he's throwing the coaching staff under as well. He has now joined the group that includes now DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet. They're all questioning this staff, okay? When you're openly comfortable enough to question your head coaching and your coordinators, when you're that comfortable, the coaching staff has lost the team. The team no longer respects their coaches and no longer plays hard, and we see that in the final score of 29-9. Also, Williams did say this, he is okay, but is he okay? I mean, that's really the question. Is he really okay? So that's it. The Bears offense was basically Cairo Santos, and that's it. They did nothing. They made stupid plays. They dropped the ball when it was thrown to them in the rare situation in which it was close to them. Arizona clearly outplayed a Chicago Bears team that no longer plays for and respects Matt Eberflus. If this continues, then you should expect a worse record at this point than what we got last year at 7-10, because the Bears are clearly giving up on their coaches. They clearly do not care anymore, and it should be apparent at this point that if Ryan Poles does not immediately pull this trigger and stop with the, well, we got to do it at the end of the year. If he does not pull this trigger, he will have lost this team. He will have wasted this year, which is already wasted at this point with Matt Eberflus. And he will potentially, based on leaving Caleb Williams in the game down by 20, throwing passes at the end of a game, will get one of these guys injured catastrophically and affect the franchise again going forward forever. Ryan Poles, I'm imploring you to do the right thing. Today should be Matt Eberflus' last game as a Chicago Bears coach. Put in Shane Waldron, put in Eric Washington. It doesn't matter at this point who you put in. Put in somebody else, get him out, play through the end of this year, and go find you Ben Johnson. He was waiting for your phone call already. Does that mean that Ben Johnson is going to be the next coach in Chicago? No, it does not. But the fact that somebody so adept and so capable at running an offense was out there, was available, is, again, egregious on Chicago Bears. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And finally, if Ryan Poles does not make that move, Kevin Warren, you're on the clock too. You should be making that move, because it's ridiculous that if you see what's going on right now and nothing is being done about it, protect your team. Do your job. Kevin Warren. Anyway, that's my time, guys. Bear down, and we'll see you soon.